What up, dog? Hey, hey. Oh, what it is, y'all? What it is? What it is? Look at my camera is so I can like my angle at least. Yeah, it's like what up, though? Hmm. Uh, yeah, man. So, did what happened? Did we see what just happened? Did we see it? Or we gonna pretend like we didn't see what just happened? I was live on I was live on Instagram, and we got a hold the Nature Boy the Chief, and we had him right there on the live again. And you know what happens when the Chief jumps on the live? When he jump on the live, everybody on his goddamn channel see him on my live. Damn, everybody see that shit. Uh, uh, uh. Now, the man that doesn't believe, right? He don't believe in Jesus. He don't believe in God. He don't believe in the Bible. We have to use logic here, right? We have to use logic. All right. We have to put logic on what just happened. Now, the Bible said, or I should say, Jesus Christ said, that he came to cause division amongst the people. He talks about this Matthew chapter 10, verses 33 and down. He gives a full detail of what will happen. He disowns you and he separates you from his people. Once he does that, all right, you will never be an accepted figure and you will be cut off. Now, anybody looking at that tape will see that me and you was having a simple discussion, right? And you were telling me or giving me your definition of who God is and what God is. This is what you did, sir. All right? Now, you explained to me in detail on what you felt God was. And your response was, God is energy. That's what you said. That God has no intelligence whatsoever. That God is not a something that you can interact with, which I find very fascinating. So, as you gave me an explanation, I then in turn simply try to explain to you what my definition. How you doing? Let me get a number 2.
Medium or large?
Medium's fine. And let me get a.
Medium is fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me get a Sprite with that. And that'll be it.
A quarter juice? No, not into your drink, sir. I apologize.
Oh, Sprite.
A medium size quarter pound of milk. With the Sprite is $7.20 first window, please.
All right. So, all I was doing was giving you an explanation, right? I was just giving Nature Boy an explanation. Because the question I ask him, all right, is that if you know that God created the universe, how can this being not be intelligent and we are created in God's image? And you would say, you know, we are gods. And then you use the example of the atom. But even the atom has a purpose, and the atom itself was created. When you break us down and you get to the atom also is created. All right. So all I was doing was what my mind or what my definition of God is. So that way we could, you know, have an understanding. But unfortunately, right, in the midst of my explanation, all right, I would have to reveal passages or the words spoken by God himself. Now, according to the Bible, you know, God said that people on the earth, like everybody ain't going. And the Bible also says that God has put a wall on these people, right? And there's no communicating with these people about God and him. And if you attempt to do this, you will be met with, you know, heavy residual, right? It's like you will always be met with aggression. There will always be a shutdown moment, someone silencing you, your words. Now, all of this is said in the Bible. And the only thing I'm trying to get Nature Boy to realize, if the Bible is fake, then what happened between me and you should have never happened, right? Because if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, there's no way that you should physically all of a sudden feel uncomfortable to the point where, you know, for example, it like the emotion, and you can see in his body language. And this is what we talk about as far as Christians when we talk about demonic forces having control over an individual. When I started just giving him a discussion just from a level of, well, this is who I feel that God is. Like this, like I'm just giving him my definition. I'm saying this is who I feel that God is. And then I start talking. As I start talking, it was like I called him a bitch live on his show. Like I called Eliot. Like the reaction, his body reaction reacted like I was, you know, like I told him his baby was gonna die or something. Like his whole demeanor literally changes. And as this starts to happen, I'm physically trying to reach him because that demon that had and whatever demon has control over him. This is a demon that has been in his family bloodline long before it was born.
You had a quarter sheet, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. All right. 6, 7. All right. So, as this is happening, right? I'm trying to communicate with him because I'm like, bro. Okay, baby. I'm like, Nature, hold on, bro. I'm like, wait, slow down, dog, slow down. We just talking. We just having a conversation. I said, wait a minute, man. I said, come back into focus. Because at that moment, he was gone. I was no longer talking to the chief, but the entity that has control over him. Now, this entity, yeah, baby, it's a Sprite. Mm-hmm. Let me get some salt and ketchup too, dude. Thank you. Thanks. This entity hit him. All right. This bitch, this goddamn demon blew over him like the wind. Okay, literally. Like anybody seen that movie The Happening? That's how fast that shit hit that nigga. And as I was talking, I completely lost him. He was there for a minute, and then the next thing you know, he says, I feel like you're not hearing me. I feel like you're not. And I'm like, dog, wait. I said, bro, we were having a whole dialogue. There's no way I'm not listening to you. I'm right here in front of you. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta hang up. I gotta go. I'm like, whoa, slow down, Nature Boy. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no job. Where are you going? You better go to work? Slow down, bro. Come back. I'm like, realize what's happening to you in this moment. Look at what's happening to you in this moment. You have to identify something. And it reacted to you like I called your wife a bitch. Same reaction. But that makes no sense. That makes no logical sense. That if somebody comes to you and says, okay, I'm learning about you, but my background says Jesus Christ, Bible, God, this, that, the other, and you immediately shut the fuck down. How is that possible? And you're a logical thinker, Nature Boy. You're a logical man. What happened to you today is fucking unexplainable. You cannot explain it. Follow me? You can't explain what the fuck just happened. All right? That's weird. And you know it's weird. How can you sit back and say, well, I'm just going to act like that shit didn't happen? All right? I'm going to pretend like Vicdamoane is full of shit. It's funny. When it came to your chakras, you explained how all of that was fake. You said the teachings of the chakra is false. And then you gave a full breakdown on why it's false. Why couldn't you do that with me and Jesus Christ? Why couldn't you do that with Jesus Christ, bro? Why was that so hard? Why did that become? But hey, you supposed to be waking me up, right? I'm just saying. How can you wake me up when you're afraid to tap my shoulder? Think about that, Nature Boy. How you gonna wake me up, but you're afraid to tap my shoulder? How are you different from the Baptist preachers in the church? How are you different? How is that possible? You can't be that much different if you are literally doing the same thing that they're doing. Think about it. You're doing the same thing. All right? You're doing the same thing. All right? Stuck all the way in my back of my tooth. I need a toothpick. But that's what I'm saying. If the God of the Bible isn't the way, right? Then why can't you break it down? Why is there some type of mental block? Oh, I let my man in. Why is there some type of mental block? You feel me? If this shit is fake, Nature Boy, then we should be able to have the discussion over this fake shit. Do y'all follow me? We should be able to have the discussion over the fake shit. Why can't we have this discussion over the fake shit? People are brainwashed by white supremacy. You got no problem breaking down, demonstrating all of those things, right? White supremacy is bad for black people, and here's why. Here's examples. Here's videos. Here's letters. Here's all the evidence to back why white supremacy is bad for A, B, and C. You got receipts for that. If somebody breaks down or comes to you and says, well, Nature Boy, you using apps to read charts. You got explanations behind that. Well, this is the age of technology. This is what's on these charts. Here's the accuracy. Oh, breakdowns. Hey, Nature Boy, you like sucking dick. You gay. Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I break down. This is what happened. Whoa. All these things, you are open fucking book. All right? Ain't that weird? How is that possible? You are open fucking book for everything else. If we talk about you fucking a man, you got all, look, this is what happened. This is the zone I was in. Oh, your son touched your dick. Okay, this is what happened. Let me give you details. Let me break down. Let's talk about Jesus. Oh, no, next caller. Next caller. Oh, Clyde, Clyde, a.k.a. Keith, you can't join Carbonation. I just checked with the chief. It's a wrap. Chief, I just checked in for you, and I asked if you could join. He said, "Ain't no, you can't join, bro. You want to call and talk about it?" He said, "You ain't coming." I didn't say it. He said it. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that, homie. And I got to ask you a question, bro. How the fuck am I bothering Nature Boy when he called into my show, dog? I would love your thoughts on that. How am I bothering? Nope, Keith cannot get in. How am I bothering Nature Boy when he called into my live, sir? I'm just trying to figure this out. You're a troll, right? Nature Boy supporter. I've spoken to Nature Boy multiple times now. This ain't even like this ain't number 1. This ain't number 2. This is like number 16, number 17. How am I bothering him if he comes into my live? If he hits the call Vicdamoane line, how is that me bothering him? Go ahead and answer that. Go ahead. I would love to, build off that. How is that possible? Look at that. Crickets. Crickets. Now you guys have to change your narrative. Now you have to change your narrative. I asked a simple goddamn question. Crickets. Crickets. So I'm not going to get an answer to my question. It's just deflection. Now you see why he calls me and he don't talk to y'all, because y'all can't even answer the simplest question. That's why he would rather interact with me than y'all. Think about it. Y'all can't even answer my question. This is why you could go on his show, you could say, peace, reflection, I love you, I love you, I love you, and he'll never ever respond to you. But to me, it's kind of easy to me. All right. It's on IG. It's on IG. The only way you can talk to Nature Boy is through Instagram. That's the only way you can talk to him. You can't talk to him no other way. There's no other way to communicate with him. All right? I'm just saying, there's no other way to talk to him. All right? And I think the troll Gary, I just think you guys are jealous. I think you guys are jealous. I think you are jealous over the fact that I'm able to do that and you can't. Right? That's why you're coming over here saying all of these negative things, because every time me and Nature Boy communicate, we never, ever disrespect each other. There's never a line of I'm disrespecting him, he's disrespecting me, we disrespect each other's family, we call each other names. Ain't none of that. So I think you guys are just angry over that fact, because every time he comes live with me, y'all are the ones pissed off. He's not mad, I'm not mad. Y'all are the motherfuckers that are mad. Y'all are the motherfuckers that are mad. All right? Yeah, all right, bro. Yep. Y'all are the motherfuckers that are mad. Think about this. Why are y'all mad? When you look at the conversation between me and my Nature Boy, I'm not calling him gay. I'm not calling him a pedophile. That conversation ain't nowhere near, but that's the conversation y'all want to have with him. And he refused to have that conversation with you. And my mind is not into that shit. Okay, yeah, we talked about that already. Been there, done that. I don't repeat myself. That's the thing. That's why Nature Boy can communicate with me, because I'm not a nigga that's gonna keep saying the same shit to you over and over again. What up, Ebony Knowledge? All right. So don't get mad at me. Ask my girl Ebony Knowledge. Vicdamoane. All right, look, my numbers don't mean shit. All right, but my name, all right, speaks volume. All right, you think Nature Boy is the first person I talk to? All right, you better look around. Okay. Hell, look, I'm one of the few people that did an interview with Dr. Frances Cress Wilson before she died. That name actually means something. You might not know who that person is, but look her up. That's somebody heavily in the conscious community. Now, if I could sit there and converse with that woman for 30 and 45 goddamn minutes, and she don't call me a troll, she don't say I'm stalking nobody, don't say any of those things to me, all right? She don't say any of those things to me. You do, though. But she didn't feel that way before she died. Okay. I've communicated with people like Phil from the Advice Show. He got a lot of numbers on you. I got busted helping him. Wasn't even trying to be seen. He hit the fucking live button. Wasn't my fault after that. My fault for being on live with him, trying to help him. I should have just called him on the phone. All right. Look around. All right. Your boy, you God. All right. I mean, excuse me. Oh God. All right. Nigga that run that hip hop channel. Yeah, that's my man's over there. The dude, he got the hip hop uncensored channel with all the motherfucking views on it. That's my man's over there too. All right. And all he covers is goddamn rap stories and this, that, the other. All right. Catch him live and say Vicdamoane, Vicdamoane, Vicdamoane. And see what happened. He said, oh yeah, that nigga with the glass. Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah. All right. I've been all around these parts. Okay. Now I've extended my hand to Instagram. So now even more people know about me. All right. Yes, the king of trolls get doors open for you. You follow what I'm saying? The king of trolls get doors open for you. All right. I remember when I declared my kingdom. Remember? I had to fight for it. It was a war. But look who's still standing. They even came with that stupid ass flag and shit. It's like, y'all would really want to play Ring Around the Rosie? We could play Ring Around the Rosie. I don't care. All right. Okay. Nothing is nonsense, Clyde. It is all fact. All right. I am invincible, sir. When it comes to levels of emotion, I have no emotion. There's nothing you could say, all right, in a chat room that would ever affect me emotionally. The only thing that'll happen is I'll probably end up responding to you in the moment that you say it. All right. I'll let you know. See, because if I don't respond, that means I didn't see it. But if you said something, all right, on a debative tip or whatever, yeah. Okay. That's the thing. But I get it. Y'all all want to get a hold of Nature Boy. All right. Well, look, I don't have no keys to Nature Boy. Sorry, I don't have no keys for you. I can't open no door and make Nature Boy pop up for you. All right. Hell, I didn't know he was gonna call in. He requested to call. He heard me talking. All right. He heard me motherfucking talking. Bam, he jumped on the live. All right. You said, what did he say? Well, Clyde, we were discussing the concept of God, and then Jesus Christ showed up and chased Nature Boy away. All right. And that was kind of fucked up because we were having a really good conversation until that happened. All right. What happened to Nature Boy today was Matthew 10:33 and down. All right. And trust me, you could go and watch the live. I was literally trying to mentally bring him back. I was mentally trying to stop him of the shit happening, because I'm like, bro, chill out. No. Come on, Nature Boy. If the shit's not real, we have to finish this conversation. Because if we don't finish the conversation, it's going to be division. And I can't have you be the promoter of the division, because then you make scripture real. And before I couldn't even get all that out. I couldn't even get it all out before this fucking entity or whatever it was, fallen angel, whatever it was, took over his fucking body live on Instagram and started pouring motherfucking negative thoughts in his brain right in the fucking moment. Literally, we went from having a happy conversation to this motherfucking whatever it is. And you know, we all know about generational curses. So my personal belief is that this demon has been in his family long before it was born. It might have followed his father. It might have been following his mother. But when they died, the demon attached itself to him. Okay? He is not a demon. A demon is a separate entity that comes into your mind in a state of vulnerability. All right, so you have to know what a demon is. Demons are not fucking human. Demons are fallen angels. You have to know what they are in order to know how they attack. All right. You don't even know how many demons are on the planet, let alone how they attack. All right? Because none of you have the scoreboard. None of you keep score. A demon is a fallen angel. It didn't transform into no fucking monster. They're not transformers. All right? Demon is another word for fallen angel. All right? That's all it is. It is an angel that was pushed out of heaven and no longer accepted. So the title is demon. It's no different than the Republicans and the Democrats. They all work for the same motherfucking boss. All right? If you want to get into the dynamic system of God, the angels, and what the fight is, all right, this is something political. It's political, and it's a system that's set up. Okay, now what I'm trying to show people, right, is when you go and look at that fucking tape. What happened in that interview with me and Nature Boy was biblical, flat out. There was no other reason for us to stop talking. There was no other reason why this entity just took over Nature Boy, and he literally fucking metamorphosis live on camera. All right. The scripture reads as this. All right. It says here, everyone then who acknowledges me before men, I will also acknowledge before my Father who is in the heavens. But whoever disowns me before men, I will also disown him before my Father who is in the heaven. Do not think I came to put peace on the sword. Do not think I came to bring peace to the earth. I came to bring not peace, but a sword. For I came to cause division. It's on Instagram. Instagram is recorded for 24 hours. For I came to cause division. This is Jesus Christ talking, Nature Boy. Jesus Christ came to cause division. An entity that you say does not exist. You say that this ain't real, that we have this misconstrued. What stopped our conversation? What happened to you in the moment? You got to identify. You got to look. What happened in that moment? Because the only person that stopped the only person that said that we can't have our conversation is this entity that you don't believe in. That's what stopped our conversation. That's what cut it off. Because in the true form, if this shit is fake, if the pages on the inside this book are not real, okay, there's no way that you should not be able to explain what this book is saying on the inside. All right? There's no way. And not one of you are able to pass that test. Not even Nature Boy. He failed live on IG. Live on IG. All right. I want to know, Nature Boy, what told you that all of a sudden I'm not feeling what you're saying? Who told you? I didn't say that, but something told you that. Something literally stopped our conversation and told you, oh, I'm not listening to a word you saying. I'm not receiving anything. I'm just sitting. Where the fuck did that come from? Where did that come from, sir? That has a fucking origin. That has a source. That has a point where the shit started. I just want to know where it came from, my dude. I just want to know where it came from, bro. Where did that feeling come from? How did we just go from you listen to what I was saying, you call into my show, we having this goddamn conversation, we kicking it, chopping it up, you telling me you breaking down God and energy and this, that, the other, and then boom, as soon as I respond to what you say, you get a feeling that all of a sudden I'm some type of undercover hater trying to kill you. Where the fuck did that come from? You just had an Eliana moment, nigga. You just ain't cut your hair because it's already cut off. But you went out the room screaming with the scissors in your hand. Ah! What the fuck just happened? You ain't got no job. You ain't got to go to work. You was waiting on your breakfast. They was cooking downstairs. They was making food. They was making food. You got the baby up there. You wasn't doing shit. And then the next thing you know, you was talking to me, talking about some, oh, yes, okay. Oh, I don't feel right. Nigga, what do you mean you don't feel right? And I told you that was going to happen to you before we spoke. That's why I'm like, hold up, Nature Boy. I told you this is going to happen, bro. Chill. Come on, man. You got to fight this shit. You got to fight this shit, my dude, because this shit is happening right in the fucking moment. I'm like, come on, remember what I said, bro? If this shit ain't real, that's not supposed to be happening to you. You're not supposed to be sitting here going, it's getting hot in here, man. Oh, Vic. Oh, Vic, I gotta go, Vic. I gotta go. What? What? I'm like, no, that couldn't have just happened. I thought you said you didn't believe in Jesus Christ. I thought you said all that shit was fake. I thought it was made up by the white man. The white man was not in our life. Jesus wasn't standing behind me. He wasn't standing behind you. He put that shit in a book, Nature Boy. He didn't show up. What the hell made you all of a sudden hang up? He wrote it in a book. All right. Amazing. All right. Amazing. All right. Amazing. But all this shit is fake, right? All right. All this shit is fake. All right, all of it's fake. All right. How can we promote love, right, when Jesus has come to cause division? And y'all ain't proven shit about Jesus not being a real or not. Well, y'all more or less make him real because you stay divided. It's not us, it's y'all. Jesus said he would cause this division, and you stay divided. How is Jesus Christ not real? None of you that follow this astrology shit, nature shit, for some strange reason, when the talk comes up, y'all motherfuckers damn near want to fight. Don't you talk about Jesus, I'm gonna punch you in your face. We don't believe in that shit over here. Fuck that nigga. Oh, where does that anger come from if you ain't never met the man? But motherfuckers talk about him, you ready to physically fight. You ready to knock a nigga out bringing up Jesus Christ. Ain't that weird? But you don't get that same response bringing up the Tooth Fairy. You don't get that same response bringing up Santa Claus. All right? You don't get that response, all right, bringing up anything else. If I'm talking about wrestling being real, you don't get that response. Everybody laugh at that shit. Don't make you mad if I said, The Rock and Stone Cold was beefing for real. And it was a real fight. No lie. You would laugh. It would be a joke if I came live and started telling people wrestling was real. But every time we bring up this Bible subject, this Bible discussion, all that shit, for some strange reason, it makes you angry, and it should not if it's fake, because that's what the book said you were going to do. Why are you doing what the book is telling you? Why is the book predicting all of your fucking movements? And this book was here before you, and you don't agree with the book. If you don't agree with the fucking book, stop doing what the book is saying that you're going to do. How are you going to know what the book is saying? Well, damn, you got to read it first. All right? I think atheists would be a whole lot stronger if they read the book and did the exact opposite of what everything that was predicted that you was going to do. If you already know, okay, the Bible said you was going to do A, B, and C, it shouldn't be hard for you not to do those things. It shouldn't be hard. It should not be hard for you to skip over all the shit that you ain't supposed to do. Jesus said he came to cause division. Fuck it, I'm accepting everybody. Because Jesus said he came to cause division. I'm not going to go with that, so I'm going to unite, and I'm going to bring all my people together, no matter what of their belief systems. But you can't do that, can you? Why? Why can't you go against the word of Jesus Christ? Because he said he came to cause division. So you should be the main motherfucker uniting everybody. But you can't do it. Because every time you try to do it, or it's not about uniting everyone, your way. Like the Tower of Babel. Because that's how the Tower of Babel was built. The Tower of Babel was based on a belief system outside of the God that created the universe. All right. See, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for one of you, just one. Just one. All right. To go against the words of Jesus Christ. None of you have been able to do that. Because Jesus said he came to division between his people and you. So if you know that Jesus Christ is coming to cause the division, why are y'all fighting so hard? For what? What are you fighting against? What are you fighting against? All right? What are you fighting against? You don't even know, right? I mean, it makes sense to me. All right, it makes sense to me. All right. In the Bible, there were multiple people with multiple belief systems. Hell, a lot of those belief systems have origin stories. Well, it's all good for those people that can understand what I'm talking about, but it's the masses. It's the masses. Don't you see that is the see what I'm talking about right here is the real, like when I was breaking the Nature Boy down, because I don't think he knew who created money and how money was created. So that's why I broke down to him the system and how the system is in play, how the Rothschilds created money back in the fucking early 1500s. What year is this? This money that we've been using has been in circulation for at least 500 years. Documented. Okay? The Bible was written in 1411. The American dollar was created 100 years later. That's fact. All right? From the King James point, to the point of the American dollar. Didn't it say that Satan would be in his prison 1,000 years and then he'd be loose? Well, look, it was really 100 instead of 1,000. All right. Might have been 1,000 months or something like that. So, but that's when he was released from his prison. That's what that means. All right. So once again, these people got family, right? What up, bro? Yep, these motherfuckers got family, right? So, like I told Nature Boy, it was all a hustle. All right. But it was the grand hustle of Satan. All right. It started at the point of the world power, the richest era, right? Where? In Europe, right? So Satan built that country first, Europe, right? Then he trickled off from Europe and built the Americas after Europe was already established as Satan's kingdom. It was Satan's before America even existed. All right. The people that got off that boat and took the land and pillaged the land, those were people that was ordered by Satan himself to go and do that to those people. So then we had to get a little technical, right? Because, you know, fuck all this wasting bullets and ammo. We need something that's going to take them out. All right. So what did we hit them? We hit them with biological warfare, right? We put smallpox in the blankets and then we passed all the blankets out and then that wiped out all the generations. You see? Satan has a purpose too. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Satan's purpose is to make sure that you don't see an afterlife. That's his purpose. And that's the reason why the fallen angels are down here. They trying to get people to jump off the boat. The more the merrier. Do you know why? Because Jesus Christ opened the door for every human. Which means what? The humans that go into the afterlife, they would outnumber the angels. Don't you see this being a problem for Satan and his people? That's why he need to level the playing field and get you motherfuckers down to a controlled number. All right? Because the population control is not just on the planet. Oh yeah, they fighting that war in the afterlife too. All right? They fighting that war in the afterlife too. That's a double lane war. Satan don't want none of you motherfuckers to see in the afterlife. I mean, y'all got to think about this. You die and then you realize Satan is real. Okay? He didn't want you here. What you think Satan gonna say to you when he see you? When you finally see him, he finally see you. What you think he gonna say to you? All right? When you looking around saying, oh my God, I think I'm in hell. He gonna be like, no, motherfucker, you retarded. You been in hell the whole time you was alive, you fuck. You retarded fuck. That's where hell is at. I'm alive on hell. The fuck? This is hell. Earth. All right? Everybody's walking through hell. You don't believe this is hell? Let me explain. All right? All the bad things are supposed to happen in hell, right? Right? All the bad things are supposed to happen in hell. Okay, so we have rapists, right? We have pedophiles, right? We have cannibals, right? We have people having sex with animals, right? Okay, am I missing anything? Psychopaths, right? People that like to abuse and manipulate women. Check. What did I miss? Did I miss something? All right. How about famine and starvation? People starving all over the world because there's no food resources. Huh? All right. The poverty line, Section 8. Remember, poverty is man-made. Poverty is man-made. Because the money was created. The money's man-made. So this money created poverty because poverty didn't exist before the money. When like before you had money, right? There was no poverty. It was just like you had kings and people that lived in their little neighborhood. They wasn't the richest of the rich. They wasn't the poor of the poor. Like the rich and then the average. There was no poverty. Nobody was barely at the bottom like that until money was created. Gardy, me and Nature Boy are cool. That's what people don't get. That's such a silly statement. All right, that's such a silly statement. I don't have issues of killing Nature Boy. It's all about education. All right, and giving out the proper information. It's about the message. I gives a fuck about the person or the individual. I mean, I've made this claim about 1,050 times that I would come to the message. People wanted to find out if Nature Boy was really in the jungle. Okay, we found out he's not in the jungle. So you know what? I'm not going to do 55,000 shows on him not being in the jungle. I gives two shits. I give two shits. Did he fuck a man? Yes. We found out about that. Okay, let's move on. All right. Did he touch on some kids? Absolutely. All right, we got that on tape. Let's move on. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, if you ain't know Nature Boy in the jungle by now, yeah. Bro, see, Gardy, you don't pay attention. If the man said that he was once fucking a goddamn transvestite, guess what's under the weave? See, we had that discussion before too, because I was telling Nature Boy, I said, you can't sit up and say that women wearing weave is an issue or a problem when you were attracted to transgenders. When you would say that a transgender man would look attractive, and if you see one today and he look good, you would have sex with him today. So it can't be the weave. It can't be the weave. You missed that show too, I guess. You can't say women are supposed to look natural, but then all of a sudden a tranny walk up and you say that's natural. All right, and this motherfucker, look, his whole goddamn persona is fake. You feel me? His whole persona. How is that cool? How is that cool? All right. See, we preaching the wrong goddamn message, a message of confusion. Now, yeah, when I hear some shit like that spoken on social media, public airways, I'm coming live, bitch. I'm coming live. Like, y'all motherfucker, what the hell did you just say? And you've been sitting there for months telling women that they need to cut the weave out. They need to cut this, that, yeah, they need to cut this, that, and you sit up here talking about Pharaoh would be your goddamn girlfriend in jail. And then that was another thing I touched on. I said, all those references you made to Pharaoh was all about him. It was sexual and fucking him. Because in a sense, you looked at Pharaoh and you saw a woman, and that nigga ain't got a stitch of makeup on his face. Not a drop. He ain't got no dress on. As far as you done seen him naked, was in the ring, fighting in MMA, doing that UFC shit. Okay? Yeah, so transgenders and young Pharaoh you attracted to. Okay? But you say you don't like men. All right? But out of all the roast jokes, out of everything Pharaoh did, okay? What? You didn't hear Nature Boy come back with, oh nigga, you's a whole ass nigga. I'll beat your ass, nigga. I'll fuck you up. Everything was sexual. The whole damn conversation. He was like, yeah, man, you know, if I had Pharaoh, he'd be my girlfriend, man. I'm telling you. And that was the whole, you didn't say nothing else outside of that. Everything was sexual. It was like you was like he didn't pick, like, look, man, the same way he was talking to Pharaoh is the same way he was talking to them females that be cussing his ass out. Like, oh, yeah, you pretty. Yeah, but just being all nonchalant and shit. But we ain't going to act like we saw that either, huh? All right, shit. I'm just saying. All right, think logically. Are you? What up, bro? You in there, man? That's what's up. And to get high, baby. Oh, okay. You in the room. Oh, where your ass at? In the basement? Oh, shit. Sound like your ass was in a poltergeist or something. Like, what the hell? That echo and shit sounded weird as hell. Oh, that's what's up. All right. No, look, the 666 is not a symbol of the beast. That's not true. Okay. The 666 is a representation of how many angels fell out of heaven. All right. The angels that were created. All right. According to the Bible, God created 20 billion angels. No more, no less. All right. It's more you motherfucking humans on the planet than 20 billion. All right. Now, the Bible said that God kicked 1/3 of the angels out of heaven. That is a math problem. Okay? So I need you to divide 0.3 from 20 billion and tell me what you get. Remember, not million, add some zeros, billion. Divide 20 billion by 0.3. 1/3 is a math problem. 0.3. Divide that by 0.3, tell me what you get. And that'll tell you how many angels fell from heaven. And it'll come back all sixes. Do the math. Plus the 1 equals 7, representing Satan, because Satan's number is 7, not 6. Do the math. Then ask yourself, is it possible for 666 million angels to cover 7 continents? I think that's pretty goddamn easy math. 666 million angels. So look, the worst of the worst angels are in Africa and Israel and Syria. The worst of the worst, the motherfucking angels that really like to see blood and torture and treat like humans like a pit bull, like, you know what I'm saying? Those motherfuckers are right there. Over here, we have Satan in the political side. You know what I'm saying? He got us, brainwashed through this motherfucking TV that he turned into a computer. You feel what I'm saying? Right, because you got some angels, and the 1/3. The reason why they were put out of heaven is because they agreed with Satan that man should not be, given a chance of an afterlife, because we, we're not worthy. So that's why all of those angels were put out, because they all agreed with Satan. Right. He turned the TV into a computer, right? Which made people more stupid. Am I lying? Because first we were reading books, and while we were reading the books, the television was a distraction. As more and more people were distracted by television, your intelligence level went down. Then the cell phone was created. When the cell phone was created, your intelligence went down even further. All right. Now we've gone from TV and cell phones to the internet, which basically shortens our patience span. Like Facebook, you can write a paragraph, but Twitter won't let you write that much. And then everything is limited. Like you can't express yourself all the way. Everything has to be short and sweet, limiting your mental capabilities to grow. All right. Your mental brain cannot grow unless it is active. All right. So these are all designs by Satan. These are the demonic symbols of the world. All right. This is the reason why us as a people have been separated from our own children, right? Because the Bible says that Satan is the creator of music. He also created sound. All right. Like the devil's music is so intoxicating, right? That it was able to, have influence over the angels itself. So. Some fallen angels are in Hollywood. Some fallen angels, because if you look at the story of Job, right? Satan has shown people how he would attack somebody, right? When Satan attacked Job, I want you to realize Job never saw Satan attack him. It said what? That Satan sent the Sabians and the Chaldeans to fuck up Job's businesses, his family, his people, his servants. People were already under the influence of Satan during the Old Testament. Followers, loyal followers. Those bloodlines were chosen in the Old Testament. Those bloodlines were already under Satan's control long before long before Jesus Christ was predicted to come. Okay. So, one recent fallen angel, demonic force, revealed himself publicly. And you motherfuckers literally ignored that shit. Well, not all of us. This demonic force is famous, is loved and worshiped by the world. All right. Now, to my knowledge, the name of this demon is Sasha Fierce. Who knows who that is? Have you heard of that demon before? Sasha Fierce. Here you go, bro. Oh, look. Oh, wait, see, y'all heard of that? Oh. Now, let's analyze something. Who did they say was the handler of Beyonce before that individual died? Who was the handler of Beyonce? Does anybody know? Who was the handler? Who did Dick Gregory say had full control over Beyonce, before she got with Jay-Z? Nope, wasn't Whitney Houston. All right. Look, I done stumped the crowd with that one. All right. The individual that was the handler, okay, and basically this was exposed by Dick Gregory before he died. Nope, wasn't her dad. Her handler was none other than Michael Joseph Jackson. Michael Jackson owned Beyonce, owned all of her rights, owned everything of hers. Shh, keep that quiet. But the records don't lie. Now, we got to talk about demonic forces. Yes, MJ owned 50% of Sony Publishing. Remember? Beyonce was a part of that 50%. Now, Michael Jackson is an icon, which he is. All right. Loved by millions. Even me, myself, we all love Michael Jackson, right? But I'm not going to sit up here and say that he wasn't a part of the secret society, all right? Because that is revealed, and I've made that discovery a long time ago. I mean, hell, maybe those dudes ain't lying. I just feel like the way they came out was on some bullshit, but maybe they not lying. All right. But remember, right? See, I always take people to the Dangerous album cover, right? And when I take them to the Dangerous album cover, you see the naked little boy in the hand of Michael Jackson holding the skull of a dragon. And on the lower right-hand corner, you see Aleister Crowley. All right, you see that. In the middle, the planet is upside down to represent destruction. And then you see this river of skull and bones and guns and drugs. I mean, all this shit that you literally walk past when you grabbed that Michael Jackson album cover. You walk past all that stuff. You didn't even pay no attention to it. All right. Now, the same entity that was in and with Michael Jackson, all right, is the same entity that was in Liberace. If you look at Liberace, Michael Jackson, and Beyonce, they all dress the same way, especially when they perform. And that's the thing about these fallen angels. When I talk about their mentality, it never changes. It never changes. Okay? Humans die off, but the demonic force still needs to be worshiped. It still needs souls. So it uses a vessel, all right, that is willing. So Liberace, all right. Okay. Beyonce, Michael Jackson. Look at the patterns of these people. Notice how all of their stages always had to be monumental, right? When you look at some of the outfits that Liberace wore, Michael Jackson and Beyonce, especially on these stages, you literally see the same outfits. It's like, why would Beyonce request to look like Michael Jackson on stage? And why would Michael Jackson start requesting to look like Liberace? And they all have this pattern. See, there's something else there. Okay. But remember, all right, when if anybody's seen the HBO special, which was the Drunken Love Tour, when they had Jay-Z and Beyonce's concert on HBO, right? Who was the last person to do a concert like that on HBO? I'll wait. Who was the last person to do that? All right. Who was the individual? That's right. Michael Jackson had the same exact concert on HBO in 1992. He showed his full concert all the way through. Never been done before. But see, like I said, the fallen angels, their mentality don't change. All right. We're talking about the fallen angels. And see, that's the problem. If you don't know the characteristics of a demon, how would you be able to tell a person to counteract what they see and what they do? That's the problem with our society. We don't even know how to identify demons. I can identify a demon no different than I can identify the difference between a pit bull and a German shepherd. You should be able to look and say, that's a pit bull, that's a German shepherd. But the majority of us, we can't explain this demonic shit because we too scared. We don't want to look there. Oh, it's getting too scary. I'm getting too nervous. Huh? All right. But you only fear it because you know nothing about it and only what you heard about it. All right. That's the problem. That's why the demons have taken over the world. All right. What up? What up?
1 minute song. I'm just gonna say hi.
All right. Well, of course, you have to look at, once again, like I said, if Satan is in the music, right, we have to look at the source of the music. The source of the music is just not music. The source of the music is Sony. Sony is in control of not just music, bro. They make cell phones, they make cars. They got their hands in everything. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's not just the music. The music is fucking 5% of that. So in the music, right, you're going to have the ordinary wannabe musicians, right? The wannabes. Hold on, y'all. Grab some of my whip right quick. Right? You're going to have the motherfucking wannabes. Right? And they just want to be, right? They just want to be down. But then you're going to have the niggas that are down. All right. So when you come to the motherfuckers, like for example, all right, hold up, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what time it is. Okay, now, right? If you notice, the depiction of Jesus Christ is always with his arms out like this, right? With his arms out and his head down or his head up or this, that, the other. Remember when Michael Jackson used to do that? Remember when Michael Jackson used to stand in the middle of the stage and in the middle of his song, he would just stop and he would put his hands out like this and keep his head up like that. And the people would just cheer. He would stay like this for like 30, 40, before he would stop dancing. All right. Beyonce does the exact same thing. All right. That's a form of worship. That's the fallen angel accepting your worship. All right. A goddamn fallen angel was live on HBO when Jay-Z started singing that goddamn song and then turned around, took the cross and flipped that bitch upside down live on stage. Niggas was still cheering like dumbasses. He took the cross, he spun that bitch upside down, and then he split that motherfucker. Kept on rapping. Niggas is geek. He just took the cross and broke it. All right. All right. See, in the Bible, that's called worshiping the wild beast. See, that machine is the wild beast in the Bible. It's a machine. They didn't have machines back then. They didn't have fucking robots and, missiles and shit. So when the Bible talked about the world ending by fire falling from the sky, well, that kind of already happened because missiles fall all over Jerusalem, Iraq, Israel, and that's where the Bible was constructed, right? So they didn't see America. They didn't see 7 continents. They didn't see none of that. All they knew was Jerusalem, Iraq, Iran, Africa. And they said the world was going to end by fire falling from the sky. So they saw the U.S. military blowing up Baghdad. That already happened. Y'all niggas need to keep up. Nation going against nation, that already happened. The so-called apocalypse, that already happened with World War I and II. That was your nation going against nation. It's like the Bible say, this is going to happen. It happened, and then we say, well, that's fake. All right. All right. Hey, look, I tried to put it to Nature Boy like this. I said, bro, me and you are sitting here right now. Physically, we know we are here. But if 100 years go by and people say, well, Nature Boy was a figment of somebody's imagination, he was never real because he was made up by the white man. Would that be true? Would that be true? Of course not. Right? But that message could be pushed at any moment after you are dead. We're like if your mother and father are dead, does that mean they never existed? Somebody told you that picture was made up by the white man. Would you believe it? Like, no, look, this is my damn motherfucker. This is me, bitch. All right. Man, that picture is a goddamn distraction, bro. That picture is a distraction. That picture is designed to separate you from getting to the actual knowledge of Jesus Christ. That picture was put in front of you to make it an excuse not to go look at what the Bible said. Because if you looked at what the Bible said, that picture has like no relevance to what Jesus Christ said. So of course, you have people hanging that goddamn picture all over. They still use it to this day. All right. They still use it to this day, but it's still, once again, a distraction. All right. Where was Jesus in? Where was he born at? All right. Where was Jesus born at? In Jerusalem, right? Right. Have you ever looked at the Jerusalem people? Have you ever seen a Jerusalem woman? All right. We can start there. If you ever seen a woman that was born and raised in Jerusalem and she's standing at the goddamn front counter at Walmart or whatever, she looks like a white woman. So that really don't mean shit. All right. It should just tell you that whole white thing don't mean shit, don't exist. All right. There's no such thing as white people. All right. That's a figment of people's imagination. That shit was made up. You feel me? That shit was made up. All right. If Jesus Christ was created before man, how is he black or white? Let me say that again. If Jesus was created before the first man was created, how the fuck can you say he's black or white? How can you compare Jesus to anything on the planet? All right, when he's a son of God, when he's an angel, what color are the angels? Well, they damn sure don't look human. I bet you that. All right. This is that retarded ass God complex coming in. This is why Satan don't want Nature Boy. This is why Satan got Nature Boy under pure wraps. Jesus has put a stamp on him saying, yep, I don't want him. Satan, you keep that nigga. All right. No. The Bible don't say nothing about this nigga being brown. It don't say him being white. It don't say he is brown. Nope. It doesn't have anything like that in the Bible. Are you ready to play a color game? Let's play a color game. First of all, let's see if I can find. Yeah, look, I just found the color of Jesus right here in the house. My homie got the color of Jesus right here in the house. Now, the Bible said that in Revelations that Jesus had like woolly hair, right? Fluff like wool. It says his eyes were a fiery red, and he could not make out his body. All he saw was the feet, and his feet were the color of bronze, as if being pulled out of a furnace. Now, when you take bronze and you pull it out of a furnace, it is, it is the color of this orange. All right. It is this color.
What?
Now, as it cools, it turns into this color. Before it gets into a tan version, or brass does not turn black unless it is completely untreated. That's how glass turns black. So if we want to signify the color of Jesus, what was being described was that he was a mixture of an orange and chrome color, more representing like platinum, because Satan is the ruler of the kingdom of the world. His colors are gold and diamonds. Satan, right, platinum resembles a silverish color, all of these things. So why is people steady talking about he's a black man, he's a white man, and you always hear this word man at the end of it. You always hear Jesus is a black man, Jesus is a white man. Jesus is not human. Jesus is not human. There is no part of Jesus Christ that is human. Exactly. Silver Surfer. That would be Jesus. That would, like, if you wanted to give him a color and put him with a race, he would not match up to anybody on the planet. That's why it says a vessel was created for him to go into. They had to make something. God had to make a vessel. He couldn't just put him in anybody. Not even the angels, not even Satan, any of the demons can enter a human body and take over it. But they can go into the animals because the animals do not have souls. That's why it was so easy. Okay. Yes. But all you have to do is research it. Right. Go and research it. There's no description of Jesus having shoulders. There's no description of saying, well, he was 6 feet tall And the same description is given about Satan. The description about Satan is that he was formed like he had the form, like you could see his head and you could see like the shoulders, but he was some form of dark figure. Okay. Yes. If you read Job, Job was speaking to Satan. And if that wasn't Satan himself, it was a fallen angel. All right. And that's in the Bible as well. Like I said, you know, the church likes to skip over all of these things. That's why I don't go to church anymore. Because I'm like, well, if y'all ain't talking about this, I don't want to hear about what happened to Aunt Millie. All right. I really don't care. All right. I don't feel like singing gospel songs. I don't. If y'all ain't gonna talk about what's in the Bible, why the fuck am I sitting here? All right. If y'all ain't having no real conversation, oh fuck that. I'm out. All right. But what? You didn't know Job spoke to a fall? If it wasn't Satan himself, which I believe it was because of the narrative and the level of intelligence that was being spoken to Job after the trials. All right. Which Bible? Okay, well, see, check this out. If you have 26 different versions of the Bible, right? The way we break this down is that you would take all 26 versions of the Bible and then you would open them all up and then you would look in the book of Matthew in all 26 and see what they would say. All right. Who's ready to do that? Because the scary thing about that is, what if you open up all 26 of those books and they all say the same thing in the book of Matthew? What if every single one of those books say the same thing about Jesus Christ? The message is laid down, the the Sermon on the Mount. All right. Does that mean, all right, maybe people have prejudged this the wrong way because they have basically, I have multiple versions of Bibles at my house. I do. I have multiple versions of the Bible from separate organizations. All right. The thing is, all three books pretty much say the same thing. The only difference is the King James Bible does not have the name of God in it. It has Lord in the place of the name of God. But the Catholic and the Jewish churches agreed that they should do that on the count of they didn't want people taking God's name in vain. All right. You already had what had happened 2019 years ago. So the church did this in fear of people using the name of God in vain. That's why you got people running around saying, I am God, I am God, I am God. That was a safety mechanism because they didn't want people running around saying, I am Jehovah, I am Yahweh, I am this, that, the other. They didn't want nothing else to blow the fuck up. They rather your retarded ass call yourself God than actually call on the name of God, let alone know the name of God. I mean, once again, the name of God has been in the Bible for God knows how long. Go look up Psalms 83:18 and tell me what the name of God is in the King James Version. Then ask yourself, why is it that in the King James Version, the name of God is there, but your pastor told you the name of God was God and Lord and all that other crap? Right? Because the book didn't lie on you, your pastor did. So at some point, you would have to make that correction. That ain't up to the pastor, and it damn sure ain't up to God. All right. Because yeah, when we think about it, right? What if motherfuckers did know the name of God and was running around here using God's name in vain? Yeah, I don't think the planet would be that successful. All right. Then all of you motherfuckers, like, y'all really fall in line with you. Y'all look, all of y'all motherfuckers talking shit about God, or y'all will be the biggest promoters. You better stop that. Y'all not bringing that shit in my house. Oh, shit. Motherfuckers be talking bad about God. You be the first motherfucker throwing them in the middle of the street. Like, don't hit me. He out there. All right. Yes, the creator of all is very limited to a name. A name signifies definition. Let me explain. Flat plane, Mystery P is your name. All right. Flat plane, that is your name. All right. That identifies who you are, what you represent. Everybody that sees you, knows you, already know what's up with you. See, that's the same respect that God required of you. But the thing is, God, just like you, ain't gonna keep repeating himself. Like if you had to go into a chat room and remind motherfuckers who you are over and over again, after a while, you might go to the show, but you ain't gonna talk to them niggas. Like these motherfuckers retarded. I'm flat plane. They always gotta ask me the same stupid questions. I'm tired of this. All right. Now God did the same thing. All right. God did the same thing. You asked for his help. He came down and helped you. Then after that, you said, fuck him. Like he didn't even help you at all. So he turned around and said, fuck you back. You can't get mad at that. Believe in whatever the hell. Look, God gave you the power of free will. If you don't believe in God, his whole name says, I don't give a fuck. Shit. Oh, okay. Pharaoh didn't believe in God. Pharaoh didn't believe in God. You said we're born with no name. No. Your parents pick your name out half the time before you're born. It's already picked out. If it's a boy, we're going to name him this. If it's a girl, we're going to name him this. Who told you that you don't have a name before you're born? That's a little silly. All right. They writing your name on your birth certificate as you pop out.
I was just sleeping in that 3 days.
Well, no, Pharaoh thought he was God. But see, Pharaoh was under the influence of the fallen angels. Pharaoh was under the influence of the fallen angels. Now, keep in mind, Pharaoh didn't have one God. Pharaoh had multiple gods. It wasn't just one God. Pharaoh had multiple gods, right? A god of death, a god of this, a god of that, a god of that. All of these gods you had to go to separately for separate things because they were limited. Like the god of death could not help you with love. Do you know why? Because like I said, Pharaoh didn't even realize he was dealing with the fallen angels. These fallen angels are gods. What are you talking about? See, that's what y'all don't get. I'm not disagreeing with any of y'all belief system. I'm just telling you what that God came from, the origin story of the deities, the gods that even the Egyptians worship, because the same gods that that were worshipped by the Egyptians are the same gods that were worshipped by the Mayans, and they are from two different time scales. When the Mayans saw the fallen angels, the gods of the true gods, they said they were aliens. They said they were aliens. They came from the sky. But when the Egyptians saw this fall and they saw these fallen angels before them, they said they were gods. Some of these vessels, all right, like Horus. Horus was an actual living fucking creature moving around Egypt. Do you understand? Seth, all right, this Egyptian god was a real fucking thing. This wasn't no deity. When they talk about the Egyptians got the technology and the wisdom from the gods, that's real. They really did. Because the fallen angels were here before man was created. And the Egyptians are the offspring the Canaanites. The Canaanites are the ancestors of the Egyptians. The Canaanites made the original contact with the gods of Egypt. That's how Egypt was built. But the same thing that built Egypt was the same thing that destroyed Egypt. Because once again, the motive was you stay down here, no afterlife. Look, check this out. The reason why you can't be a god is the same reason why the goddamn dogs can't. God put you at the top of the food chain. Don't you think the dogs want to be there too? Don't you think your dog is tired of being tied up like a goddamn slave in your house? Don't you think your dog want to open up your door like Brian on Family Guy and drive your car? What's wrong? You was put at the top of the food chain, and now you ain't happy with that. You want to be Superman. You want to have the powers of God. Okay, well, we tried that already. We gave you godlike powers in the Bible. You fucked it up. I'm dead serious. You were Superman. You did have those powers. You had all these abilities. Nigga, fuck being a superhero. Nigga, you was Harry fucking Potter. You was Lord of the Rings. Fuck a Marvel superhero, nigga. You had major power. You had shit. And your lifespan was longer. Your lifespan was way longer than this goddamn 80, 75 years you lived. All right? You want to talk about original man. Do you know the original man, all right, was never supposed to die? The original man, what you say godlike, all right, yeah, that existed in the past. You talking about a time frame that's no more. That DNA chart that links you to that godlike ability of immortality, you fucked that up. Don't say you're immortal no more. That's a lie. You were immortal, past tense. When you talk about we are gods and we live forever, nigga, that wasn't you. That was Adam and Eve. But then Eve fucked that up. Now, you want to talk about lifespans? Adam lived to be 900 years old. How many of you motherfuckers didn't live that long? Even Noah. The flood didn't happen to the world. Or the flood, you want to talk about Pangea. Well, see, Noah was the last witness, survivor, and his family to Pangea. You know, paradise, the Garden of Eden. Paradise, the Garden of Eden, is Pangea. What? Because if we take Pangea, right? Where does Africa sit in Pangea? It sits dead smack in the center of Pangea, doesn't it? And we already know that the Sahara Desert at one point in time was a fucking jungle because we done found the alligators, the fossils of the alligators in the middle of the Sahara with the heads of these alligators, crocodiles. The heads of these alligators are 6 and 7 feet long, just the fucking head. Just the head. Now, what is the alligator doing in the middle of the goddamn Sahara? All right, especially some goddamn 1.5 million years away. That don't make no sense. It's not natural. So, once again, you have your paradise. You have your world of one language. All right? You able to communicate with the animals. God just asked you to do one thing. Don't fuck with my tree, please. He asked you nicely. Don't fuck with my tree, bro. Because if you fuck with my tree, you're dead. I'll be back. All right? He left your ass. That's all you had to do. Walk around the tree. Jump over the motherfucker. You got all this shit down here, bro. Look, I got chicken, I got fish. They go to weed plants. They go to cocaine over there. You want something to drink? You take them grapes, you break them grapes down, get you something to drink. All right. It's a bathroom in the back. You need the bathroom. All right. You're immortal. All right. So you ain't really got to worry about no rain. All right. You ain't got to worry about nothing. I made you motherfuckers immortal. So y'all good. All I just please do not fuck with my tree. That's all I'm asking. That's it. Walk around the bitch. I'll be back. That was simple. That was simple. Now, the fallen angels, they were already on the earth by that time. They were inside the animals. That's why you have Eve talking to a serpent. Because she was talking to a fallen angel who was kicked out of heaven. So, what did the serpent tell Eve? He said, come here, bitch. You really that goddamn retarded, ain't you? You gonna listen to God, man. He gave you all these other goddamn, why you can't eat from that motherfucking tree? You retarded, ain't you? You not gonna die, motherfucker, from eating that goddamn tree, nigga. You just gonna gain the knowledge and the wisdom, all right, of knowing what is good and bad, and you will become like a god once you eat from that tree. And all of you motherfuckers think you gods, huh? All you motherfuckers online, I am God, I am God, I am God. All right. Ain't that some funny shit? But the serpent told you that. It wasn't nothing else. Okay? So you eat from the goddamn tree, and your wife eat from the goddamn tree. God come back in the building. What up, though? With a drink in his hand. What's happening? Looking for Adam and Eve. Like, hey, Adam, hey, where y'all at, nigga? What's up, man? Party time. It's God, nigga. I'm here. Party time. Pop a bottle, baby. Let's go. Where you at, baby? Where you at? Adam come back and say, oh, you know what, dog? I would have came out there, man, but, you know, I'm kind of a little embarrassed because I'm naked right now. God said, hold up, nigga. Who the fuck told you that you was naked? Nigga, you ate from my motherfucking tree, you son of a bitch. What the fuck going on? Who told you you was naked, nigga? Who gave you the word naked? Because I didn't give it to you. I didn't give it to you. Who told you was naked? All right? So now, right, look. God really, after he asked the question of who told you was naked, God didn't ask no more. Look, there wasn't no more questions. It was just dictatorship after that. Look. The first question was the last question. Who told you was naked? Oh, you know what? Nigga, you done ate from that motherfucking tree. Okay, nigga. All right. I don't want to hear shit, nigga. You done ate from the tree. So what Adam do? Adam do something that really fucks ladies up for eternity. Adam threw Eve completely under the bus. Yeah, ladies, that's right. You wonder why, all right, you ain't in power? Because Adam threw your ass under the bus in the beginning. When God came down on Adam, the first thing Adam said was, hey, God, this shit ain't my fault. Eve, that bitch gave me the motherfucking fruit. All right. And you gave me her. So how do you figure this is my fault? How do you figure this is my fault? This dusty bitch over here was the one that motherfucker. And you gave this woman to me. Eve standing there like fucked up. Like, damn, for real, bro? Eve just standing there. Like straight up, cuz that's how you gonna do me. Cause notice Eve didn't say shit. She was fucked up. She just had her head down. She ain't say nothing. God came down. She was. All right. Adam trying to talk his way out there. Adam said, hold up. No. Hold up, bro. Hold up. All right. So after that, right? And this is the first time man actually stepped to God. This was the first time it ever happened with Adam. Okay? So God stopped talking. It was no longer a game. It's like, okay, nigga, since you want to eat from the goddamn tree that I told you not to eat from, now, bitch, you gonna have to eat from this fucking planet, from this earth, just to survive, bitch. You gonna have to eat. Like the only way you're gonna live is by eating, nigga. All right. He basically turned Adam and Eve into some goddamn werewolves, some vampires / werewolves. And he said, bitch, no more eternity for you, faggot. You are gonna eat. And from the ground you came, you will go right back to that bitch. We just starting with you, Adam. Hold up, bitch. Come here, Eve. Come here, Eve. I'm not done with you, bitch. You started all this shit, bitch. Since you want to go around here eating shit, I told you not to motherfucking eat. That curse go on you too, bitch. All right? Everything I said to him, all right, that go for you too, bitch. And on top of that hoe, let me tell you something, bitch. Every time you give birth, from now on, you will be in extreme pain. Bitch, I am tripling, quadrupling the pain of your motherfucking pregnancy. You're going to feel like you're going to die, bitch, but I'm going to bring you right to the brink of death and let you live. Every time. Every time. Where the serpent? Come here, sir. Where the fuck you going, bitch? I'm not done with you. Hey, serpent. All right? I'm not done with you. To the serpent. All right? Bitch, I'm cutting off your arms and legs, bitch. I'm cutting off your arm and legs, bitch. You will walk on your belly for the rest of your natural life. And guess what, nigga? Since you want to run your mouth to motherfucking Eve, from now on, every single female in the world will now be afraid of a goddamn snake. All the females, nigga, they will always be in fear of you. All right? And you will hit them in the heel and they will step on you in the head. They will basically step on your goddamn head, nigga. You know why? Because you ain't gonna have no ears, bitch. Take your ears with you. Oh, what's that? Bye, bitch. And God was gone for a hot minute because that nigga was hot. He left. All right. Now, Eve went through her first pregnancy and said, oh, shit. All right. Now, I wouldn't say that was her first pregnancy. All right. Because I believe Adam and Eve had other children outside of Cain. Like Cain was not Eve's first child, but she was his first child born into sin. You follow what I'm saying? Like this is what the genetic curse. Okay. It's a genetic curse. I can prove it. Like the square, bro. Oh, he's smoking here. Yeah. All right. It's a curse. You can prove it. So, Cain was affected by the curse. Abel was not. All right. The first element of this curse, this disease called sin that's born into every woman on this planet. That's how you know where your descendants come from. Okay. It says Cain was jealous of Abel and he threw a rock and hit his brother and killed him. Now, the Bible, it doesn't say that Cain was trying to kill his brother. It was an accident. Like, you know, everybody, I got a sister. You might have brothers and sisters. We throw shit at our brothers and sisters, right? Like literally, we've done this. But as a child or something like that, as a youth, you could throw something at your brother and kill him. All right. You could try to hit your brother in the head with a goddamn pencil, and that bitch goes straight in his eye and kill him. Do you follow me? So when Cain killed Abel, this was the first documented murder in Pangea. Remember, Pangea is one island. It's one community. Everybody knows everybody. So now Cain has killed Abel. This didn't just happen, all right? It was just them around. There was more people around. So when they say God came down and spoke with Cain, God said to Cain, he said, man, look, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. What the fuck did you do, nigga? Because your soul is your blood, the blood that flows in your body. All right? That's your soul. It ain't no motherfucking ghost or nothing. All right? Well, of course, Cain, like I said, there are women in the Old Testament. They just don't show you where the females at. I don't know why. At Genesis 6, it talks about women. So why don't you? But that ain't the point. Now, by the time Cain's had a grandchild, it talks about Lamech. All right, the grandson of Cain. And Lamech, all right, was the dominant force, was like building the indestructible empire. All right, and this is where the flood took place, because you had all of these things where the angels, like I said, they were inside the animals. They were procreating with women. They were having these half man, half beast creatures. All of that existed. Because bestiality still exists. You still got women fucking horses to this day. So when the Bible tells you, well, the origin and the point of this is because these people in this point in time, they're creating the Nephilim. You're just duplicating what your DNA chart says. Because you look at that and say, oh my God, that's so strange. Why is he fucking that horse? All right. They didn't have to flood the globe. First of all, the planet is made up of about 80% of water. Number one. All right. The damaged area of the flood is the Sahara Desert, where if you put Africa together, right? If you put Africa together, where would the Sahara Desert go? It would go dead smack in the center. That is the main piece that has seen the most damage out of any other part of the planet. Hell, that could be the reason why the planet split, because of the rainwater coming down. And like I said, it didn't rain for 40 days or 40 nights. It said it rained for 6 goddamn months. So you got to break it down for what it is. All right. All right. Hurricane Irma wiped out Florida in a day. Florida and Houston in a day. Hurricane Katrina knocked out New Orleans in a day. All right. It said it rained for 40 days and 40 nights and then continued to rain another 150 days. How much water is that? That would be enough to flood 7 continents if it rained for 6 months straight. And you done seen a goddamn rainstorm literally start at 7 o'clock, and then by 12 midnight, there is no more motherfucking land there. All right. No, it said it basically, the waters, when it's high as the mountaintop, right? As high as the mountains. The mountains is on the body of water. The water is flooding. Okay. The water is flooding. All right. See, it's hard for you to swallow that concept because it's very, very logical. It's very, very logical. Right. Right. But at the same time, if the water had got that high, guess what's going to happen? Not only are you going to drown, but you're going to be eaten by the sharks, the whales, and everything in the ocean, because God didn't kill the motherfucking sea creatures, right? But then the thing is, if these creatures existed, they would have DNA that wouldn't match up with ours, the giants and shit like that, like the people that were the giants, they wouldn't match up, right? So we are what we eat, right? So imagine if a shark was to eat on a dead Nephilim carcass, what would happen? Well, he would probably turn into a megalodon, wouldn't he? But then you'll say that's not real either. That's made up. All right. It's funny, all you people that believe in evolution. What happened with the liger? You know, when you cross the lion with the tiger, the male liger is an abomination. Has no urge to mate, nor does the male genitalia ever form or produce sperm. I'm just saying. I mean, when you take humans from any other part of the globe, all right, you could fuck an Indian, an Australian, anything like that, right? But you took a male cat, mixed it with a female cat, created this whole new species that's not a part of nature, and it won't fucking mate with nothing else. We call that an abomination, right? And that's what the Bible talks about when they talking about the Nephilim, that these creatures were abominations. All right. All right. Right. Go and see for yourself and go and ask them, and they're going to surprise you. They're going to surprise you and say, no, 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 we need female ligers in order to mate. And we have to mate a female liger with a male tiger, and that creates a tigon. You should look it up. All right. Now, the funny thing is, these creatures have been videotaped. All right. They've been videotaped. Funny thing is, right? You guys already know about cloning, right? You already know about cloning. But every clone that you might have seen or allegedly even thought was a clone was not a perfect carbon copy of the human. What's wrong? What's wrong? Niggas looking up saying, damn, this dude is totally different. He's not the same guy. Right? Everyone is seeing a liger, but you don't see a family of ligers, do you? You don't see a male liger, a female liger. Ligers just, being born. No. They're all in zoos. They're all special projects. They all locked up. They all cost you a whole lot of money to see one, too. All right. And a male liger is bigger than a lion and a tiger. What's his purpose in the wild if you were to set this creature free? If you were to put the male ligers into nature, what would they do outside of destroy everything? See, the same thing happened when you took a bee from Africa that would have never met up with the honeybee, which I believe was either in Texas or somewhere in the South, and it created what was known as the killer bee. Right. And all the bee experts came and told you that we've never seen any type of bee like this. It is so aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like it just attacks, it kills and everything. Oh, you did the same thing with the dog. You took the German Shepherd and you mixed it with the American Wolf. Now, these dogs were beautiful. They were, oh my God, they were so fucking gorgeous. But the thing is, people were taking those dogs all through New York and New Jersey, putting them in the house, and as soon as you would leave them in the house with a newborn or a toddler, the dog would end up eating the goddamn baby or turning on the owner. See, you guys don't remember, this was things before the pit bull and Rottweiler era. All right, you guys got bad memory. But all this shit existed, though. All right, y'all just got bad. Okay. History proves scripture.
Okay.
All right. Our American history proves what scripture says. Now, your African hulu shit only talks about Africa. Astrology will never tell you the purpose of a tree, will it? You can look in the moon and the stars. They don't have trees on Jupiter. They don't have grass on Mars. All right? Venus don't give any food to a goddamn vegan. All right? You got a charger here, bro? Okay. You see what I'm saying? Okay. How do you look into the stars and somehow that connected you with a goddamn apple? How did that happen? All right. How did you make that connection? See, people saw Mother Nature in Revelation. If not, I got one in the car. Oh, I got like a half. I got the. You got the plug. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you can see Nature Boy being chief. That's fine. All right. Yeah. Look over there. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to plug my joint up. Oh man, they had no charger in there, so I had to plug my joint up in the whip. Okay. All right, I had to plug my joint up in the whip. So, all right. Right. Once again, all right. Once again, yeah, I know we gotta, yeah, yeah, this page was, yeah, it was down for a minute, but I got it back. I got the page back. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing. You know, a little couple technical difficulties here and there. But all right. Right. All right. Now, think about it like this. All right. Well, yeah. See, like our language, like we already know that the language that we speak is not the original language. We know this already. This is the King's English that we speak. We speak the language of the European, right? We know this already. All right, but this is the way we communicate. Now, even though we use the King's English, right? We could be around, we can go into a Chinese store, right? And go get some Chinese food. Everybody inside is speaking Chinese. You can tell what's going on in the back just by looking at body language. If somebody mad at somebody, you don't understand one word. But this motherfucker, no, just going the fuck off. All right. You looking and saying, well, damn, I don't know what he's saying, but he cussing that nigga out. I know he angry. You able to identify. All right. See, it tells a story of like what you consider to be Pangea. All right. All right. Now, people look for the Hebrew language, right? Why do you think that you're Hebrew? Because Moses? Do you like that story of Moses? All right. Did the story of Moses like intrigue you to the point where you built an whole religion behind Moses and what Moses did. It was like everybody turned into Hebrews because of Moses, right? But why, how could you become a follower of Moses when God and Moses fell out? God killed, well, I shouldn't say he killed Moses, but he allowed Moses to die. When Moses didn't take his people into the promised land, he killed Moses and all of the goddamn people. He told them that your children would suffer in the desert because their parents were dead. I don't get it. Moses wasn't the chosen one. All right. Jesus Christ was. I don't even understand how y'all still follow that. When you know God and Moses fell out because Moses decided to follow the words of the people. Same thing that the Hebrew Israelites do to this day. They only follow their laws. Their laws, no one else's. Not even God's. That's why God let the Canaanites and the others come down there and slaughter Moses and all of the people. All right, go and look it up. So we're going to skip that, huh? And then Jesus came after that and told you to stop preaching on a street corner. Jesus told you to stop preaching on a street corner. The Hebrew Israelites just say, well, Jesus is a white man, so we're not even going to listen to him. All right. Or you'll call him Yahshua and say he's not the son of God. He's just a prophet. He was just, he didn't really mean that. But that's what he said. He told you to get off the street corner. You still go though, still set up. Said, fuck him. Oh, okay. So yeah, Jesus gave everyone the tools to get in contact with God directly. All of the Hebrew Israelites, all of the atheists, all of the believers. He gave every single individual God's email. Do you see? All right. He gave everyone. He gave everyone God's telephone number and email. Told you how to get in contact. All right. With God directly. How you had to do it. Now, if you didn't do it this way, don't get mad if that nigga don't pick up. Because like I said, God is all about individuality. Like I was trying to tell Nature Boy, I'm not going to run into Nature Boy, the chief, if I go to Young Pharaoh's channel because they know each other. I'm not going to be able to get information from the chief if I go to Jazzy G's channel. That's not how I'm going to get in contact with Nature Boy, Elijah Bishop. It's not, that's not how it works. So you think you call yourself a God, but at the same time, right, the God that you claim that you are, right, and you acknowledge that there's a God in the universe, but he ain't no individual, right? But the funny thing is, if you are a God, then your fingers should be a goddamn galaxy. All right, your nails should be a fucking planet. All right. But you steady talking about what house you in. You shouldn't be in no goddamn house if you're a motherfucking God. Why are gods in houses? That's not right. Okay. If we are all gods on the planet, all right, there should be no gun laws. We should be able to have shootouts every day. A gun should be like throwing a spitball at a motherfucker. All right? You come outside and use your motherfucking M16 and it should fire like a water gun. Okay? This bitch should go off like a water gun. You should be in this bitch. Oh, nigga, I just got my M16. Gotcha. Ah, yeah. Like, oh, look, I'm all motherfucker. That nigga shot me with that M16. I'm good, man. This motherfucker, man. Y'all ain't shit. All right? Y'all ain't shit. All right? Oh, no. Your image of God is inside your brain. Your way of thinking is God's image, which makes you dangerous, which makes you evil in a sense. That's why Jesus said, even though you are evil, you know how to give gifts to your children. How many men on this planet have had godlike abilities, and how many of these men out of the planet have actually fixed anything? All right. The modern day gods would be the billionaires, right? The millionaires, the billionaires, the trillionaires, the people with all of the money and the money that would be coming in endlessly. They could walk around and start handing out $50,000 to everybody, fix poverty, and still not go broke. That's how long their money is. But these are the gods of the world. They don't try to help anything but themselves. The modern day gods. You hear me, Mom? There's a new rule in the house. Let me tell you. Okay, well, I'm on my show. Shh, I'll come in a minute. All right. That's the thing. Your belief system of God is false. See, if Nature Boy was God, God accepted all people. So what type of God is he? He can't be the biblical version, right? Don't match up. Humans shut people out, not God. Humans do this. God tolerated Pharaoh. God didn't even kill Pharaoh. Pharaoh had killed all of the Hebrew Israelites because they were not buying into this shit and they weren't even going to chance it. They said, look, oh, this motherfucking chosen nigga supposed to be one of these firstborn bastards. Kill them all. Kill them all. All right. But look in the Bible. God said that he was going to harden Pharaoh's heart. He said that he was going to make Pharaoh hate him even more, which kind of confused the fuck out of Moses when he said that. It made sense to me. All right. Think about it. God said that he was going to make Pharaoh hate him even more. All right. So you know what Moses said, right? Because we talking about logic here. Moses is like, okay, God, slow down. So you telling me that you got me doing all this shit, right? Running around on foot and sitting on horses, chasing Pharaoh down, telling him, repent, repent, repent. Let your people go. Let your people go. Let your people go. I done said this shit over and over again, right? You sending plagues down. I got the staff. I'm turning this bitch into snakes. So I'm doing all this shit for nothing. That's what you're telling me, God, basically, right? I'm doing this for nothing. Why do you have me trying to convince Pharaoh that you real, and now you come and tell me that you making this nigga hate you even more? Can I get a little clarity here? Because that don't make no sense. So you know what God said? God said, the reason why I am doing this is because I want to be remembered. God was tired of the human race acting like he didn't exist. When you look at Adam and Eve, they knew God existed and still didn't follow his words. By the time you get to the children of Cain and Abel, God had to destroy the world with a flood, and he kept Noah. Noah comes down, and Ham's bloodline pretty much does the same goddamn thing that Cain's bloodline did. All right. After this, like I said, you have the Egyptians, who the deities, the fallen angels, all right, the gods that the Egyptians worshipped. They had the Egyptians convinced that incest was okay, when that was not the purpose. When God stopped incest in the world, once the world had became had multiplied, once you had got to a certain point of people, incest was no longer required. Because it was killing your bloodline. The Hebrews didn't believe in incest. And one of the places that it existed heavily, incest, rape, and I'm not talking about like gay people getting along. I'm talking about men raping other men. There was a place known as Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. There was a place known as Sodom and Gomorrah. God sent angels down personally to destroy that entire city. Did it matter? So God is no different than you. When you talk about the image of God, you ain't really paying attention. God's last words. Oh shit, I forgot to turn the car off. The last thing that God said to anyone was before the death of Jesus Christ. After that, God stopped talking to the world. Look at the New Testament. The New Testament is telling you Jesus Christ and people telling you about Jesus Christ. God stopped talking. God ain't say nothing in the New Testament. People need to pay attention. All right. All right. I'm sorry. God, all right, look at the New Testament again for those people, and I want you to pay close attention that Jesus Christ is speaking. God, the last thing that God said to you, okay, was, "This is my son whom I've approved," or "who I am well pleased." Go look and see for yourself, because that was the last thing God said to your motherfucking ass. Because after he said that, you killed Jesus Christ. What did God say after that? What did he say? He didn't say a goddamn thing to you after that. There has been no communication, but you just been looking. Now, Jesus told you how to get in contact. You know what he said? He told you the only way to contact God was through what? Oh, wait. Who knows God's email? I do. What's God's email, people? You know God's telephone number. It's in the Bible. All right. The only way Jesus Christ told you, he told you there's only one way. The only way that God will hear your prayer is through the Lord's Prayer. That is the only thing that God hears. The Lord's Prayer. Here, let's investigate. All right. Now, see, Jesus was very, very direct. He probably pissed off a whole lot of factions too. All right. Yes. At Matthew 6, right? Also, when you pray, do not act like the hypocrites, for they like standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the main street to be seen by men. Truly, I say to you, they have their reward in full. But when you pray, go into a private room, and after shutting your door, pray to your Father in secret. Then your Father who looks on in secret will repay you. When praying, do not say the same things over and over again as the people of the nations do, for they imagine they will get a hearing for their use of many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before asking him. You must pray then this way, and then it goes into the Lord's Prayer. You should remember this because your grandmother and shit would take you to church on Sunday as a child. And you remember the 80s, right? The 80s was a good time because when you went into a church, they started off with the Lord's Prayer. It was like mandatory. Like they said that shit, like you go to school, they would say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and you go to church and they would start off before anything else saying the fucking Lord's Prayer. But you don't remember this, right? Because you were in a fucking bubble. I get it. You're in a bubble. You're in a bubble. I don't know where the hell you was. All right. They had you underground somewhere. Fucking prototype or something. So, what Jesus just targeted was all the Hebrew Israelites. All right. And the motherfuckers with the bullhorns talk about they are the rebels in Christ, the evils in Christ, the moment in Christ, the praise worshipers. All you motherfuckers got thrown under the bus. All you motherfuckers, the 700 Club, it's a wrap. Whoa, did Jesus Christ throw some motherfuckers under the bus when he told you don't be like these people, don't be like those people. Who actually follows those words? Okay. But you can find them at Matthew chapter 6. All right. You can read that whole chapter. You can start at the beginning. All right. Because even the Moors, right? Jesus Christ said, take care not to practice your righteousness in front of man to be noticed by them. Otherwise, you will have no reward with your Father who is in the heavens. So when you make gifts of mercy, do not blow a trumpet ahead of you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets. Uh-oh. There go them goddamn synagogues and Hebrews in the street corners. So that they can be glorified by men. Oh, yeah. They do look for the glory, don't they? Read chapter 79, anyone. And Yeshua said, go down the mountain and jump around in the... Ooh. Ooh, see, yeah, Jesus taking shots. That's why the Hebrews don't promote Jesus. That's why they just run around and they're so philosophical until it comes to this. They'll just say, don't listen to that. He's a white man. A white man wrote that. The Old Testament is good, but when you get to the New Testament, oh, that was a white man. Why? Because he told y'all to stop preaching it. I mean, that should have just been simple. Up, Jesus said, yeah. Oops, look at that. Driving too much knowledge. Stream fucking up. That's what happens when you drop too much knowledge. Right? But he just told you. All right? Now, for all you motherfuckers that believe that you came from a goddamn monkey, that you are here because of a gorilla, well, if man came from monkey, why do monkeys still exist? If man evolved from this primitive state of animal, why do they still exist? They shouldn't. Are those the retarded monkeys? Are those special need monkeys? They didn't turn into humans. All right. That's for all of you evolutionary people that believe in science and evolution. You know, you're transformed here. All right. Well, yes, Jehovah's Witness, they come at the Bible with a college-like approach. All right. They're pretty accurate on information that they give too. It's just that they have their own like congregation organization type thing. And you know, it goes against like Bible scripture. They go against scripture themselves. So that's why I don't you know, fuck with them too tough. Because even they go against scripture. I mean, nobody's perfect. So everybody's gonna have their flaws and things like that. So, but if you want to build this relationship with Jesus Christ, you know, that's personal, right? And so Jesus comes to people on an individual level. He won't come to a group. All right. He's not going to come to a group for the simple fact that he already did that. And even when Jesus Christ was standing in front of you, you didn't believe it was him. So he's not going to do parlor tricks anymore. All right. Him touching ground. All right. Right. His disciples were even against him. Even like, you know, they were hung up on the same thing y'all were hung up on. When Jesus came down, they said, okay, Jesus, we appreciate you coming down, but can you please show us God? All right. I mean, if you just, I mean, I know you didn't did all this, you know, walking on water shit. You know, you turned water into wine. You know, you did. I'm not denying none of that, Jesus. I watch you do that. I watch you pull demons out. I watch you resurrect Lazarus. We all good. I'm just trying to meet God, bro. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Can you hook a brother up? Jesus in the Bible was like, bro, seriously, nigga. Really, bro? You asking me this? What else do I have to fucking do, bro? He said, Peter, you're going to deny me 3 times before you accept me for who the fuck I am. He left it at that. Jesus ain't say nothing else. He said, you're going to deny me 3 times. And then after that, then you're going to accept me. Peter was like, no, bro, don't act like that. You say, why do wolves exist? Wolves have a purpose, sir. If you look at the American continent, The American continent was once dominated by deers and wolves. You didn't get rid of wolves. The American wolf didn't even become extinct until the goddamn 50s and 60s because people were complaining about the wolves. So man wiped the wolf out to extinction, but you got plenty of deers to hunt and eat, don't you? Because you have become the wolf. All right, you got deer mounts on your goddamn wall. Okay. Okay. The wolves were using the deer as a food source. You just putting them in the goddamn hanging them up. No, the wolves that were crossbred with the dogs in the 80s were destroyed. The majority of that bloodline was destroyed. You got a couple of people sneaking around with them, but they were outlawed in the 80s. I seen wolf dogs that were crossed with shepherd and wolf. Remember, I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. They had the dogs on the East Coast. They also had news reports of those dogs eating toddlers because they were leaving the dogs on the 3rd floor of the house in the summertime. And those dogs didn't really react good to heat. All right. You might be too young to know that. I was born in 78. What year were you born in? Probably 90 something. All right. When I was a teenager, listening to Master P going to the club. All right. Yeah. My neighbor had a dog like that. It was all white, beautiful, and huge. Very, very, very aggressive. His name was Diablo. Eventually, Diablo had to be put down after he got about 7 or 8 years old. Dogs are from multiple bloodlines, sir. You find the dog breed also in the bear. All right. But a bear is not a wolf now, is it? All right. Every dog that came from the wolf bloodline, all right, had a coat like a wolf. All right. But when you go into the larger breeds like the Rottweiler, like the Pit Bulls, like the Mastiff, well, they have a thinner coat. All right. Showing that they're crossbred with another species. Wait a minute. You said Jesus Christ, aka Israel. How come you don't say Jesus Christ, aka born before Israel was created? How come it's not Jesus Christ born before the days of the first man created? He couldn't be Israel. It's impossible. He was created before Israel. He could not be Israel. You see? That's confusion. How do you make Jesus Christ into a city? See, I get it. You're looking for Jesus Christ in the Old Testament and you can't find him. Is that what that is? Because I know where he is in the Old Testament. Jesus is also known as the Word of God. The Word. Okay? You will find Jesus having a conversation with Moses in the burning bush. What color was he then? I think he was on fire in the shape of a tree. Jesus told you who he was. He told Moses who he was. Now, when God talked to Moses, it was on top of a mountain. And the people were at the bottom of the mountain. And every time God spoke, the people said, we didn't hear shit. We just saw the mountain shake. How was that the same individual? Whoops. Somebody ain't been paying attention. So Jesus was rapping with Moses. Then 1,000 years or so go by. They make a vessel. He pops up again. That was the second coming of Jesus Christ. Oops, that happened already. That was your second coming because he came once before. That's 2 times. There's not a third time. Sorry. It didn't say he was coming again and again and again. The first time he came, it was in the form of a burning bush. Go look it up. What, you mad? You didn't know that? You thought God was in the burning bush? Nope. God was talking to Moses on top of a mountain. That was God talking. God don't need no goddamn bush to talk. If he talk to you, you're going to need to get on top of a mountain. And that shit going to shake a lot. All right? You got to think about it. God was able to step on Pangea. He ain't able to step on none of this shit over here without destroying something. I mean, even if you look at Pangea and you look at the destruction of Pangea, all right? It's real obvious to see that that wasn't no goddamn meteor or asteroid that hit and broke the goddamn planets. Almost looked like a goddamn thumbprint. Looked like a hand came and slapped Pangea. All right. People say brainwashing, but in all reality, your science has proven the Bible to be fact. You might believe that it's brainwashing. Well, I mean, blame yourself because your science took you right back to the Bible. It's like you got mad when those results came back. Like we've studied this science and nothing else in ancient Kemet, none of this other shit matches up with the discovery we just made. Oh, see, now that's another thing, Marquise. You can't, or Marquez, you can't use this calendar to count anything. You can't use this calendar to count anything. This calendar is like an odometer on an engine. Like if the engine had 120,000 miles on it, the calendar is like somebody resetting the odometer on a used car. You'll never know the mileage. It's the same thing with the planet. This calendar was created 2019 years ago, according to the Bible scribes, the biblical scribes, philosophers. They say on this day, 2000, or not this day, but on a day 2019 years ago, all right, Jesus Christ was murdered, right? And that's the only thing that is documented. But when you go back to look for the calendar prior to the Gregorian calendar, there is no lead. There is no reference. There is no information. There's not a king. There's no name on this calendar on who created it, who invented it, who decided that this would be the way that we would count time for the future. None of that was documented. Why? Why would you create a calendar and not want credit for your creation? Everything else man created, man is taking credit for. When you do look up this information, you find out that there were 15 months in a year. There were 15 months in a year, people. Now there's only 12. What happened? Why is there documentation of months, days that have just been eliminated? They just erased them. Who erased it? How do you erase that? How do you erase time? You go all over the world. You go to places that don't have a Bible, that don't believe in Jesus, don't believe in modern day society. But for some strange reason, those people will tell you that the year is 2019, and they shouldn't say that. They should not say that the year is 2019. I'm talking about the tribes that don't ever come outside. Now, the only tribe that does know the actual year has been discovered. But here's the problem. These melanated people refuse to give us any fucking information. These people have the knowledge of what year it actually is. But every time we try to communicate with these people, they kill us on sight. Does anybody know what group of people I'm talking about? These people are located on North Sentinel Island. The Sentinelese people. They have gone at least a documented 10,000 years without modern day society, technology. So they are the key. Those people right there, they know what year it is. They know what day it is. And those are melanated people. Those are black people. And as they flew the drones over North Sentinel Island, you saw some people in that tribe that looked Indian. They were all like the black people were on the outskirts, but on the inside of North Sentinel Island, those people are red, light skinned, all different variation of color. Something strange going on over there. But we can't get on the island for two reasons. One, they're going to kill us on sight. And two, if we do go on the island, as soon as we shake one of their hands, as soon as they make physical contact with us, we're going to kill at least 50 to 70% of their population just by us presenting ourselves. Human contact would kill off their entire generation. Now, it could be a possibility that they're aware of that. They might be aware of that. All right. There was only one person in history that was able to get close to the island and not get murdered. This was a man that was from India, and the way he got close was he started throwing coconuts onto the island that did not grow on the island. He was not allowed to go onto the island. He was only allowed to get close because he was trying to show that the people that came on the boats were not trying to harm anyone. So they offered food. But that was the only man. The next individual that tried to go on that island, they hit him with some spears, like out of 300. They said that there were so many spears that were thrown at one time, it looked like 300. Like the end of the movie. Like they don't even have a count of how many people are on this island. They don't even know, but they know it's at least over 100. Because the spears come out and they throw them and them shits fly out like the wind, covering everything. Trust me, they don't miss. It's not like one dude throwing a spear killing you. No, it's like 50, 60 niggas throwing at the same time. All right? And they got more than one spear to throw. So they throwing one, then they rip. And out of 100 motherfuckers throwing spears, all right, one, if not all of them bitches gonna hit you. So, because you ain't gonna have no chance to run, you on sand. You on sand. They at the goddamn tree line. You don't even see these niggas. All you see is the spears flying. All right? The last motherfucker that went to that island was a missionary. He was killed and his body was taken. All right? But you look for your ancestors. There's the bloodline of your ancestors right there. All right? Now, what test do you think is ran on melanated people? What test? All the tests that you think is being ran on melanated people, shit, you done already passed the test, failed the test. They done moved on to a whole nother goddamn race. See, black people, y'all think y'all important to white people. You not. You look at yourself too highly. White people are more focused on the Arabs and the goddamn Al-Qaeda. They don't give a fuck about you. All right? It's like you crying because you ain't getting no attention from the white man no more. Remember the days when the Klan said you was a problem and they used to make videos and flyers about you? Well, they don't do that anymore. They don't give two shits about you. You have become obsolete to them. They don't give a fuck about you. Okay? They worried about the Muslims. All right? They could deal with you. All right? Shit, black and white people eat chicken. Yes, and I also know Muslims that are white people. All right? You know, all Muslims ain't melanated. That's what Malcolm X found out. Then y'all killed Malcolm X because he found out that white people was Muslim too. All right? So after you kill him, then you go back to saying pro-blackness for the Muslim. Yeah, sounds familiar. All right? Malcolm X go to Mecca, come back with the true knowledge. Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I just found out that we can turn white people into Muslims. Oh, can you imagine if we get white people as Muslims, they can no longer be racist. We can stop white supremacy. Let's just let the white people in. Honorable. Honorable. What did Elijah say? Nigga, hell no. I ain't letting no cracker into my shit. So Elijah Muhammad was no longer honorable. And we can't find out that he's not honorable, right? So let's go ahead and kill Malcolm X and replace him with Farrakhan. All right. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, you bring up Julius Caesar, right? Julius Caesar, the letter that starts with a J, he died in 44 BC. You know, but people will tell you that the J wasn't invented when Jesus came along, but Julius Caesar died before Jesus came along. The confusion came in through the languages. The J was not invented in Hebrew, but it was invented in Greek. And the Greeks didn't speak Hebrew, nor did the Hebrews speak Greek. So why would they call Jesus Jesus? That's why they referred to him as Yahshua. If they didn't have a J in their language, then they couldn't even say Jesus. That's where Yahshua comes into play. My name is Victor Ronald Mann Jr. Some of you motherfuckers know me as Vicdamoane. My mother calls me Ronnie because I'm a junior and my father is Victor. My cousins on my daddy's side call me Ron. They all emulate the same motherfucker no matter what you call me. That's how it worked with Jesus. That's how it worked with God. Because God, right, in the beginning was known as God Almighty. Then his name was Yahweh, right, in the Bible. Then it was spelled Yah-H-W-H. Then it was broken down again into Jehovah. All of these names signify and point to an individual, no different than Nature Boy. Whether I say Nature Boy, Father Tahui, goddamn Chief, Elijah Bishop, Elijah Prada, however I call that nigga, that's who we talking about. Names are important. How can you have a connection with God and you don't even know his goddamn name? How can you have a connection with God and all you know is Jesus Christ? That's how you're built in God's image. God has a name, nigga, you got a goddamn name. And you name the animals. Not God, you. You named the lion. You named the tiger. You did that shit. God didn't name a motherfucking thing. You named these fucking animals. God didn't give you, he said, hey man, look, I created you, the human being. You have the right to do, look, let's check out. All right. Once again, who is the word of God? The word of God is Jesus Christ. That's the word. All right. Remember when they were taking Jesus around and they said, who are you? He said, some of you have known me as the word. Go look it up. They asked Jesus, they took his ass around because everybody thought he was crazy. They said, this man is crazy. The church was saying, no, he's a blasphemer. He's a blasphemer. Listen to him. Go ahead, tell him who the fuck you are. Tell him who the fuck you are. Tell him. He's like, well, I'm the son of God. Oh, shit. All right. Now, names are extremely important. Now, Once again, let me go here. All right. Right here. And this is at, I believe this is at 7. It says here, on this account, I say to you, stop being anxious about your lives as to what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your bodies as to what you will wear. Does not life mean more than food, and the body than clothing? Now, this was Jesus Christ talking. When you go to the Old Testament, this is what God said. God told you, the man, right? It said here in Genesis 1:26, it said, God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Who was he talking to, people? He was talking to the angels. Wasn't nobody else up there. And let them have in subjection the fish of the sea, and the flying creatures of the heavens, and the domestic animals, and all the earth, and every creeping animal that is moving on it. And God went on to create man in his image. In God's image, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Further, God blessed them, and God said, be fruitful and become many, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have in subjection the fish of the sea, the flying creatures of the heavens, and every living creature on the earth. God said here, I have given you every seed-bearing plant that is on the entire earth. That's every seed-bearing plant. The weed, the broccoli, the cocaine plant, all of them. Okay? Yeah, that's all of them. And every tree, seed-bearing fruit, let them serve as food for you. And let every wild animal of the earth, and to every flying creature of the heavens, and everything moving on the earth in which there is life, I have given all green vegetation for food. See, you don't get that from astrology or the stars. God giving you explanation of what he actually gave you. And to this day, you have all of these things in your possession. And all the animals on the planet have to bow down to you. So he put us at the top of the food chain. Ooh, I'm getting hungry all over again. Because he told you, the man, to eat from the trees, eat whatever you want to eat. He said, you have control over all of these animals, everything around you. This was God's gift to you. All right. Now, what did you do with the animals? Well, you started fucking them. That's what you started doing. He gave you the animals. You had to stick your dick in them. That didn't last long. God said, be fruitful, multiply on the earth. He give you all these options to have children. You just stuck fucking your sister, huh? You just can't let her go. Daddy fucking his daughters. I told you not to do that shit. That's not how this is supposed to work. All right, we started out in the beginning, but you just can't let go of your brother's hand, huh? All you carbonation followers, all you nature boy riders, all you motherfuckers, all right? Okay? All you motherfuckers. All you motherfuckers. Let's talk about one of God's laws. Leviticus. One of God's laws. At Leviticus chapter 20, verse 27. You must not shave the hair on the side of your head, nor disfigure the edges of your beard. You must not make cuts in your flesh for a dead person. All right? Or I'll be damned. Don't y'all talk about that the hair on your head is the crown and all this, the knowledge and all this shit? Well, you got that from the Bible. You weren't inspired by shit. Sorry. The Bible also says women are not supposed to cut their hair to look like a man. Funny how you have all of these biblical morals, but you say you got them out of nature. Makes no sense. God punished everybody. Look, Adam and Eve wasn't no goddamn Hebrew, and they got punished. All right. Trust me, there's a lot of motherfuckers that got punished. King Nebuchadnezzar wasn't no fucking Hebrew, and he got that work too. All right. God punishes all of his enemies. The atheists, the non-believers, hell, they not Hebrew. You feel me? They not Hebrew at all. Hold up. Oh, see that? God made sure nobody stole the car. You do that in your neighborhood? No, your house is not protected. All right. Yes. Who did God give his law and commandments to? Well, he started with Adam. That didn't work. He went on to Noah. That lasted for a minute, but then his kid, Noah's, grandchildren said, fuck it. Then he went on to Moses, right? He spoke to a couple wise men. It was always, you ever notice when God spoke, he only spoke to like a few people. It was never like a massive group of motherfuckers. Because he wanted people to follow him willingly. He didn't want a whole bunch of mindless drones. See, the angels have no choice. They have no choice but to follow what God says. All right. Man was not built like the angels. You were built in an image of an angel, but you have the ability to tell God no. Satan can't even tell God no. Satan was kicked out of heaven because of a goddamn conversation. Satan was kicked out of heaven just because he was telling a whole bunch of angels that he didn't like man and he didn't like the creation of man. All right. And man was a dumb idea. And the other angels like, yeah, you know what, Satan, you right. So once this conversation came out, God said, well, since y'all think I fucked up so bad, well, now you go live with him. You go live with him. You think I fucked up? No, you fucked up. Get the fuck out. Because that's the real God for you. God is like your grandfather that didn't play no games. It was either his way or get the fuck out. And see, all of you were raised under that law.